In a quiet suburban town in Texas, where the streetlights glowed orange on warm summer nights, lived Jake and Emily. They were deeply in love. For almost 3 years they had been together, sneaking kisses in the school parking lot, late-night drives in Jake's old Mustang, and whispered promises under the stars at the lake. Jake was the charming guy who worked at his uncle's auto shop, tall, with messy brown hair and an easy smile that made girls look twice. Emily was sweet and gentle, with long, wavy brown hair and kind blue eyes. She believed every word he said. Their families finally agreed to the wedding. The date was set for December 15th, just 3 months away. Emily's mom was already planning the decorations, and Jake's dad had booked the big hall at the country club. Everyone said they were the perfect couple. At night, Emily would call Jake and say softly, "Only a little longer, babe, then I'll be yours forever." Jake would laugh and reply, "Forever starts now, baby." But forever can break when someone new catches your eye.
2 weeks after the engagement, everything changed. Jake went to a big party at his cousin's house and met Madison. She was confident, popular, and came from a wealthy family. Her dad owned several car dealerships in the city. Madison was bold, always laughing loudly, wearing expensive clothes, and looking at Jake like he was the only guy in the room. Within days, Jake started comparing. Emily's quiet love suddenly felt too simple, too ordinary. Madison promised a better life: fancy cars, a big house, trips to Miami. The wedding with Emily was now only 20 days away. Jake knew he couldn't cancel it without causing huge drama between the families. So he made a terrible, cold decision. One chilly evening just after sunset, Jake texted Emily, "Hey babe, come meet me. I want to show you something special before the wedding. A secret spot, just for us." Emily's heart fluttered with excitement. She told her mom she was going to a friend's house and slipped out wearing her favorite light blue hoodie. Jake picked her up in his Mustang. They drove in silence to an old, abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. A lonely, empty place, surrounded by overgrown grass and broken fences. No one ever went there after dark. He parked the car and took her hand. "Emily," he said, his voice suddenly cold, "I can't marry you." Before she could even react, his hands were around her throat. Her eyes widened in shock and betrayal. She tried to push him away, tears streaming down her face. She gasped his name one last time. "Jake, why?" But he didn't stop. He kept squeezing until her body went completely still. Jake dragged her deeper into the dark warehouse, dug a shallow grave with a shovel he had hidden earlier, and buried her there. He wiped his hands, drove back home, and told everyone that Emily had suddenly run away with some guy she met online. People believed him. After all, he was the heartbroken fiancé. The wedding with Emily was quietly canceled. 2 months later, Jake's family arranged everything with Madison. He smiled again, posted pictures with his new fiancé, and told himself the past was dead and buried. 6 months later, the big day finally arrived. The wedding hall was beautifully decorated with white flowers and sparkling lights. Madison looked stunning in her elegant white wedding dress with a long veil. Jake wore a sharp black tuxedo, trying to look calm and happy. The ceremony was about to begin. The officiant started speaking, when suddenly, all the lights flickered. Once, twice, then went completely black. A freezing cold wind swept through the closed hall. Gasped, someone screamed. In the total darkness, a figure appeared right in front of Jake on the stage. It was Emily, or what was left of her. Her skin was deathly pale and rotting. Her once beautiful blue eyes were now hollow black sockets, dripping with dark blood. The light blue hoodie she wore that night was torn and covered in dirt and dried blood. Her long hair was messy and tangled with leaves. She was floating slightly above the floor, staring straight at Jake. Jake's face turned white with terror. "No, this isn't real. Emily?" Her voice came out as a chilling, broken whisper that echoed inside everyone's head at the same time. "You promised me forever, Jake. Now I've come to collect it." She flew at him with terrifying speed, her icy, dead hands wrapped around his throat, exactly the way his hands had wrapped around hers. Jake screamed and tried to fight, but no one could touch her. His feet lifted off the ground as she raised him in the air. Blood started pouring from his eyes, nose, and mouth. He choked out one final, desperate word, "Emily," before his neck snapped with a loud, sickening crack. The lights suddenly came back on. Jake's dead body lay crumpled on the stage in his tuxedo, his neck twisted at an unnatural angle, face frozen in pure horror. Madison was screaming on the floor. Guests ran out in panic. The officiant fainted. When the police arrived later that night, they found no footprints, no fingerprints, nothing unusual, except one clean, freshly washed light blue hoodie lying across Jake's chest. From that day on, people in that Texas town say that on quiet wedding nights, when the lights go low, you can still hear a girl's soft, broken voice whispering in the darkness, "Jake, where are you? Our wedding is still waiting." And somewhere in the shadows, the ghost bride smiles.